Hi, hello. Hello everyone, welcome. Hi BMW guy, how are you? Here is your good name. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome everyone. Welcome back. How are you doing? Hello. Welcome to the stream. It's a beautiful name. Hi, dear Hannah. How are you? Welcome. It is your good name. Hi, dear Lokesh. Here is your good name. Hi, dear song. Here is yours. Hello, dear Annalisa. Welcome back. How are you? Here is yours. Hello, dear Ila. Here is a good name. Hi, BMW. Welcome. Hi, dear Kine. Here is yours. Hello, dear Roma. Here is yours. Hi, dear Hamis. Here is yours. Hello, dear Mikey. Here is yours. Hello, dear Piyush. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, dear Zainab. Here is yours. Hello, dear Arnav. How are you? It is a beautiful name. Hello, dear Caddy. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Ira. How are you? Here is yours. Hi, dear Keisha. Here is yours. Hello, dear Anshika. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Noah. Here is yours. Hello, dear Lino. How are you? Don't be sad. Here is a beautiful name. Hello, dear Leela. Here is yours. Okay, why not, dear Katie? Here's your beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Double tap on your screens. Hi. Hello, dear Harsha. Welcome. Hi, dear Harsha. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear Mahi. Here is yours. Hello, dear Is and Dennis. Here is yours. Hi, dear Ashila. Here is your good name. Hi, I am good. How about you, dear? Hello, dear Luna. Here is yours. Hi, dear Adya. Here is yours. Hello, dear Kuldeep. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Caddy? Okay. Here is yours again, and it is done at 5 minutes of the live. Double tap on your screens. I am good. How about you, dear? Hi, dear Kansa. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Ulki. Ulki or Ulku? Let me check the spelling. Ulku. Hello, dear Ulku. Here is yours. Hi, dear Gune. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Maria from Brazil. Welcome. Here is yours. Hello, dear Banu. Here is yours. Hi, BMW guy. Thank you so much for joining. Take care. Hi, dear Yasha. Here is yours. Hello, dear Hilya. Here is yours. Star. Star, welcome. Here is yours. Hello, dear Say Haj. Here is yours. Hi, dear Sema. Welcome. Hi, dear Ayaz. Here is yours. Hello, dear Liam. Here is yours. Please, Amina. Hello, dear Amina. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, dear Hoji. Here is yours. Hello, dear Amin. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Miska. Here is your good name. Hi, I am good. How about you? Hello, dear Lunis. Here is your Lucy. Okay. Hello, dear Louis. Or hello, dear Nikita. Here is yours. Hello, dear Huran. How are you? Here is yours. Hi, let's see who's next. Angelica. Hello, dear Angelica. Here is yours. Hi, dear Mesba. How are you? Hello, dear Keenan. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Amin. Here is yours. Here is a good name. Thank you so much for joining. Come on, if you want a screenshot of this beautiful name, take it now. Hello, dear Flavia. How are you? Hello, friends. Hi. Thank you for subscribing. What's your good name? Hello, dear Wilson. Here is yours. Hi, dear Flavia. What a unique name you have. Welcome. Hi, dear Arpita. Here is your beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, dear Essen. Here is yours. Hi, dear Rihanna. What is your beautiful name? Hello, dear Madhu. Here is yours. Hi, Swapnati. Welcome. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Purvi. Here is yours. Thank you so much. Hello, dear Zehnur. Here is yours. Hi, dear Chris. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Emma. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, dear Marina. Here is yours. Hi, dear Anson. Here is yours. Hello, dear Ashay. It is your good name. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hi, dear Iraj. Here is yours. Hello, dear Janet. Here is yours. Hi, dear Asia. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Selena. Here is yours. Hi, dear Subhan. Here is yours. Hello, dear Nicholas. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to double tap on your screens. Thank you so much, dear. What's your good name? Lots of love. Hi, dear Akash. Here is yours. Hello, dear Reem. Here is yours. Hi, dear Chris. Here is yours. Hello, dear Valeria. Here is yours. Hi, dear Salim. Here is yours. Hello, dear Jason. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Jeffrey. Hello, dear Jeffrey. Here is yours. Hi, dear Anwar. Hi. Here is yours. Double tap on your screen, guys. Nisha. Hello, dear Nisha. Hi. Walaikum assalam. Khadija. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, dear Sia. Here is yours. Hello, dear Mila. Here is yours. Hi, Rohit. Welcome back. How are you? Here is your beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining again, man. Here is your beautiful name, dear Sanaya. Hi, Sharat. Welcome. Here is yours. Hello, dear Sophia. Here is your beautiful name, Moin. Hello, dear Moin. Welcome. Guys, double tap on your screens. Hi, dear Disha. Here is your beautiful name. Rohit has done Muski. This is for you, Rohit. Hello, dear Jennifer. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining, dear Jennifer. Hi, dear Ali. Here is yours. Hello, dear Grace. Here is yours. Hi, dear Marwa. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, welcome, Angela. Hello, dear Angela. Here is yours. Lovnish. Hello, dear Lovnish. Here is yours. Hi, dear Mano. Here is yours. Shizuka. Okay, here is yours. Hello, dear Rubab. Here is yours. Hi, don't spam, please. Zohrab, here is yours. Double tap on your screens. Hello, dear Zuzia. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Summer. Here is yours. Hello, dear Aksa. Here is yours. Hi, dear Melek. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe, dear Shima. Here is yours. Hi, dear Ritik. Nitik. Nitik. Here is yours. Thank you so much, Alina. Hello, dear Alina. Guys, double tap on your screens. Come on. I am good. How about you, Rohit? Welcome back. Hi, dear Nafis. Here is yours. Hello, dear Said. Here is yours. Hello, dear Alicia. Here is yours. Devu. Hi, dear Devu. Here is yours. Hello, dear Samara. Here is yours. Hello, dear Yasmin. Here is your beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining. Let's see who is next. Hello, dear Naima. Here is yours. Rohit, what is show? Hi, Dante. How are you? Hello, dear Vedant. Here is yours. You mean slow? Hi, dear Dasha. Double tap on your screens. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's see who is next. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, Yara. Hi, dear Yara. Here is yours. Hello, dear Sabahat or Sabat. Sabat, here is yours. Hello, dear Neva, here is yours. Hi, dear Ifra, here is yours. Hello, Isabella, here is yours. Isabella, welcome. Thank you so much. Hi, dear Tamim, how are you? Let's see who is next. Hello, dear Eamon, here is yours. Hello, dear Arham. Here is yours. Hello, dear Vedant. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Double tap on your screens. Thank you so much, dear Rohit. Hi, dear Ria. Welcome. Hello, dear Persona. Here is yours. Thank you so much for subscribing. Hello, dear Nella. Here is yours. Hi, dear Zanny. Here is yours. Let's see who is next. Ben. Oh, Master D, welcome back. D. Hi, dear Hamna. Here is yours. Hello, dear Aban. How are you? Here is yours. Double tap on your screen, guys. Hello, dear Travis. How are you? Welcome. Hello. Asha. Hi, dear Asha. Here is yours. Hello, dear Violet. Here is yours. Hi, dear Tabitha. Here is yours. Nana. Thank you so much, dear Nana. Here is yours. Hi, dear Deepika. Here is your beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, dear Aru. Here is your Sama. Hello, dear Sama. Here is a good name. Thank you. Hello, dear Livia. Welcome back. Hi, dear Yusuf. Here is yours. Not yet, Rohit. Hello, dear Ayan. Hi, dear Gaurav. Here is yours. Vihovno. What a unique name you have, Vihovno. Welcome. Here is yours. Hello, dear Mona Lisa. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's see who is next. Vaishnavi. Hi, dear Vaishnavi. Here is yours. Hello, dear Divya. Here is yours for Medic. For Medic. Hi, here is yours. Hello, dear Amia. Here is yours. Okay. Hello, dear Aaron. Here is your good name. Let's see who is next. Dear Dasha, here is yours. Thank you so much for joining, dear Melissa. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Muklesa. Here is your good name. Your name is also Vaishnavi. Okay. Hi, dear Duru. Here is yours. Hello, dear Abe. Hi, dear Sammy. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Rose. Here is yours. Hello, dear Nitish. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Don't forget to double plus. What I am saying, double tap on your screens. Don't forget to double tap. Yes, Rohit. Sorry, I missed your comment. What did you say? Hello, dear Ibran. Here is yours. Hi, Sophia. Welcome. You're from Turkey. Good to hear. Hi, Oliver. Hello, dear Oliver. Here is yours. Hi, dear Madhvi. Here is yours. Hello, dear Nabiha. How are you? It is your good name. Hi, dear Ada. Here is yours. Hello, dear Asim. Here is your. The stream is lagging. Hadia. Here is yours. Hello, dear Bella. Here is yours. Hi, Naksh. Thank you so much for subscribing. Here is yours. Oh, God, thank you. Glad you feel that way. Hi, dear Adiba. Here is yours. Hello, dear Ayan. It is a good name. Thank you so much, Mashri. Thank you so much. You do. Stay blessed, stay happy, stay safe. Hi, dear Tina. Welcome. Yusuf. Hi, dear Yusuf. Here is a good name. Let's see who is next. Lukman. Hi, dear Lukman. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Sarah. Here is yours. Let's see who is next. Please, please, please. Arush. Hi, dear Arush. Here is yours. Hello, dear Celine. Here is yours. Hello, dear Jimin. Okay, BDS Army. For you, dear Army. Hi, dear Joseph. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, dear Bushra. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining, dear Bushra. How are you? Hello, dear Dasha. Here is yours. Hi, dear Falak. Here is yours. Hi, welcome. Lots of love, dear Emma or Iman. Let me check. Emma. Hi, dear Emma. Here is your good name. Thank you so much. Thank you, Preetam. Hello, dear Preetam. Here is your. Thank you for the love and support, guys. Hello, dear Martha. Here is yours. Let's see who is next. Rachel. No, I didn't need the. Okay, let's move to the next name. Rehan. I forgot the previous one. So, hi Rehan, welcome. Melna. Hello, dear Melna. Here is yours. Hi, dear Sandeep. It is a good name. Masudi, what's your real name? I really wanna know. Hi, dear Arshad. Here is yours. Hi, dear Michael. How are you? Here is yours. Hello, dear Elvin. Here is your good name. Don't forget to like and subscribe, Sakura. Thank you, dear Sakura. Welcome. Hello, dear Lisa. Here is yours. Hi, dear Hadia. Here is your beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, dear Erin. Here is yours. Hi, dear Monet. Here is yours. Hello, dear Tina. Here is yours. Hello, dear Helena. Hello, dear Helena. How are you? Hi, dear Sabari. Here is yours. Hi, dear Sophie. Here is yours. Hello, dear Adele. Here is yours. Kashali? Kashali? Yes. Hello, dear Keshali. Here is your good name. Thank you so much for joining, dear Keshali. Hello, dear Alessi. Here is yours. Hi, dear Jahin. Here is yours. Hello, dear. Hi, Sana. Welcome back. How are you? It is a good name, dear. Thank you so much for joining again. Hi, dear Mona. Here is yours. Hello, dear Sarangi. Please don't spam, dear. Please don't spam. Here is yours. Hi. What's your name? Let me check. Whoosh. Okay, dear Whoosh, welcome. Hello, dear Zainab. Here is yours. Hello, dear Sana. Here is yours. Hi, dear Victoria. Here, Victoria. So sorry. Victoria. Here is your beautiful name. Okay, let's see who's next. Violet. Hi, dear Violet. Here is yours. Hello, dear Sarim. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Doruk. Here is yours. Hello, dear Mary. Here is yours. Hi, dear Sham. Here is yours. Hello, dear Hattis. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear Sunny. Welcome back. Here is your good name. Thank you so much for joining, dear Sunny. Hello, dear Patu. Here is yours. Hi, dear Tanisha. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Aditya. Here is yours. Thanks, a signature. You're most welcome, dearie. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, dear Siati. Here is yours. Hello, dear Dennis. Here is yours. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much, Sham. Thank you. Hi, dear Ballet. Here is yours. Nivea. Hello, dear Nivea. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Cindy. Here is yours. Thank you for subscribing. Hello, dear Stella. Here is yours. Hi, dear Kyla. 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 Thank you so much. But I forgot the spelling. Kyla or I think Kyla. Hello, dear Kyla. Here is yours. Hi, dear Minza. Here is yours. Please don't use capital letters, dear. It take me some time to read the caps. Liynette. Okay, here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Hello, dear Anas. Here is yours. Thank you. Hi, dear Nusrat. Here is your beautiful name. You're most welcome, dear. Hello, dear Anya. Hi, dear Anya. Here is yours. Hello, dear Lily. Here is your beautiful name. Tommy. Let me check. Tommy, I think. Hi. Here is yours. Hello, dear Heaven. Yeah, Tommy. Here is yours. Hello, dear Aileen. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Isha. Here is yours. Hello, dear Zahra. It is your beautiful name. Thank you so much. Thank you, dear Rohit. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Harmony. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Sai. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Ishita. Here is yours. Hello, dear. Let's see who is next. Harish. Here is yours. Hi, dear Candice. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hi, dear Afsana. Here is your beautiful name. Thank you so much, dear Virgil. Here is your beautiful name. Thanks for joining again, dear. Hello, dear Shifa. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Luna. Here is yours. Hi, dear Rico. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear Zanab. Here is yours. My name is Ishal. Hello, dear Vasif. Here is yours. Hi, dear Queen. Here is yours. Hello, good. Oh, hi. Hello, dear Sana. Here is yours. Hi, dear Sarah. Here is yours. Hello, dear Afak. How are you? Here is your good name. Hello, dear Yanto. Here is yours. Hello, dear Ibrahim. Here is your beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining. E-signature. Yes, Sujesh. Hi, dear Ella. Here is yours. Hello, dear Anthony. Here is your good name. Hello, good. Thank you so much. Delia, por favor, deste ayer estoy. ¿Cómo estás, dear Delia? Here is your good name. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, dear Jessa. Here is yours. Hello, dear Ria. Here is yours. Hi, dear Priam. Here is yours. Double tap on your screens. Hi, dear Zakia. Gracias. Gracias. Hello, dear Mian. How are Mia? Welcome. Vivian. Hi, dear Vivian. Here is yours. Hello, dear Sabine. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Prince. Here is yours. Oh, Zoya, thank you. Lots of love, dear Zoya. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, dear Rim. Here is yours. Kiara. Hello, dear Kiara. Here is your good name. Thank you so much. Nice meeting you, dear. Hello, dear Malek. Here is yours. Hi, dear Manha. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Komal. Here is yours. Hello, dear Sanchit. Here is your beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Double tap on your screens. Hi, dear Dhanu. Here is yours. Hello, dear Ida. Here is yours. Hello, no problem. Thank you. Hi, dear Ida. Is that Cami? Welcome, dear Cami. Here is yours. Hi, dear Bianca. Here is yours. Hello, dear. Uh-oh. Sophie. Here is yours. Hi, dear Saika. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, dear Shamia. Here is yours. Hello, dear Anshika. My name is Ishal. Hello, dear Anshika. Here is yours. Hi, dear Rabia. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear Kinji. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Seema. Hello, dear Seema. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Gauri. Here is yours. Hello, dear Anais. Here is yours. Hello. Hi, Sardar. Here is yours. Hello, dear Lasya. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Raisa. Guys, double tap on your screens. Don't forget to press the subscribe button there. Let's see who is next. Jungkook for the army. Let's see who is next. Thank you so much for joining. Nermeen. Hello, dear Nermeen. Here is yours. Hi, dear Afra. Here is yours. Let's see. Hi, dear Usman. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Sala. Here is yours. Hi, dear Manthan. Here is your good name. Double tap on your screens. Leslie. Double tap on your screens. Hello. YNAIA. 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 Oh God, what I am doing. Here is yours, dear. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, hi. A M and CA. Welcome. Hi, dear Gopi. Here is yours. Hello, dear Serena. Here is yours. Hello, hi. Hello, dear Marva. Here is your good name. Why, Sana? Your name is done twice. Why are you still sad, dear? Be happy. Hi, Hyun Jin. Chang Si Yeon. Chang Si Yeon. For you, dear. Hi, dear Sonia. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Lee. Here is yours. Hi, dear Maya. Here is yours. Hello, dear Joes. Here is yours. Joes, here is yours. What a rhyming line. Hello, dear Lishita. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe, dear Vijay. Welcome. How are you? Hello, dear Anna. Julia. Here is yours. Thank you. Hi, dear Nazif. Here is yours. Milani. Hello, dear Muhammad. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, dear Satyam. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Anshi. Here is yours. Hello, dear Neva. Here is yours. Hello, dear Zarina. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Giovanna. Here is your good name. Double N-A. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, dear Lela. Here is your good name. L-E-L-E. Here is yours. Hi, dear June. Here is yours. Hello, dear Hafsa. Oh, nice meeting you too. Thank you so much. I forgot the name. Hamna? Oh no, I forgot the name. Let me check again. Let me check again. What was the spelling? Hafsa. Thank you for your patience, dear Hafsa. Double tap on your screen, guys. Mayor, hi dear Mayor, here is yours. Double tap on your screens. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Carrie, here is yours. Keep shining always. Hello, dear Elma. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Anoop. Here is yours. Hello, dear Hadi. Here is your good name. Double tap on your screens and don't forget to press the subscribe button. Hello, dear others. Here is yours. Hello, dear Kenway. Here is yours. Hi, Amado. Here is yours. Hello, dear Ahmed. Here is yours. Hello, dear Lucia. Here is yours. Hello, dear Maria. Here is yours. Hello, dear Mira. Here is a good name. Hello, dear Hassan. Here is yours. Hello, dear Elisa. Here is yours. Hi, dear Melody. Double tap on your screen, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to like the live and subscribe. Let's see who is next. Hi, dear Eliza. Here is yours. Hello, dear Meherin. It is a good name. Hello, dear. Let's see who is next. Hamis. Hi, dear Hamis. Here is yours. Hello, dear Sardar. Here is your beautiful name. Write my name. Hi, dear Shadia. Welcome back. Here is yours. Hello, dear Ian. Here is yours. Hello, dear Sarah. Here is yours. Hello, dear Chandni. Chandni. Wow, what a beautiful name you have, dear Chandni. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Oh my. Hello. Welcome. Sai and Brinda. Sai Brinda. Sai Brinda. Welcome. Here is yours. Thank you so much for all the wishes. Lots of love. Thank you so much. Hello, dear Daya. Here is yours. Hi, dear Anissa. Here is yours. Anissa or Anissa? With double N. With double S. Hi. Hello, dear Karina. Here is yours. Thank you so much. Double tap on your screen, guys. Come on. Ashley. Hello, dear Ashley. Here is yours. Don't forget to. Thank you so much, Anoop. Don't forget to press the subscribe button there. Hello, dear Alicia. Here is yours. Hi. Let's see who is next. Hi, dear Mayor. Here is yours. Hi, dear Isha. Here. Let me rewrite. Here is yours. You're most welcome, dear. Don't forget to press that subscribe button there. Thank you so much for staying here. Hello, dear Monsi. Here is yours. Hi, dear Lucky. Here is yours. Hello, dear ECEMNCSU. No, MSU. It is yours. Hello, dear Nolan. Thank you so much for subscribing. Hello, dear Luna. Here is yours. Hi, dear Dia. Here is yours. Hello, dear Adil. Thank you so much for subscribing. Hi, dear Aditya. Here is yours. Hello, dear Fernando. Here is your good name. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Come on. Autumn. Hi, dear Autumn. Here is your good name. Hi, dear of me. Here is yours. Thank you for subscribing. What's your good name? Minko. Hi, dear Minko. Here is yours, Jannat. Thank you so much for subscribing, dear Jannat. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Noah. Here is yours. Oh, thanks. You're most welcome. Hello, dear Riyadh. Here is yours. Hello, dear Kubra. Here is yours. Hello, dear Muqaddas. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Rayhan. Here is yours. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Hello, dear Ada. I am trying to make you laugh. You have a lovely laugh. How do you know about this? As I know you are new to my channel, so how do you know about my laugh? Hello, dear Elise. Welcome. What's your real name, dear Master D? Now I am curious about it. What is your real name? Hi, dear Serena. Welcome. Hi, dear Cosmic. Here is yours. Hello, dear Aisha. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Saim. Here is yours. Kubra. Hello, dear Kubra. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining, dear Mumna. Hello, dear Mumna. Here is yours. Sana, why are you sad? Srinidhi. 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 Thank you so much for subscribing. I am new to your channel. Thank you so much for joining, dear. Aya. Aya, welcome. And thank you so much for all the love and support. Thank you, girl. You're most welcome, dear. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's see who is next. Mehak. Hi, dear Mehak. Welcome. Master, you are not telling me. Do you have a lighter DP? Let me check. Wait. Hello, dear Anna. Here is yours. No, I thought that it's you, but it's not you. So you are a K-pop culture fan. Hello, dear Yeva. Here is yours. Can you do my name? Why not? What's your good name? Hello, dear Scarlett. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Anaya. Here is yours. Hi, dear Alam. Here is yours. Hello, dear Ivan. Here is yours. Don't be sad. Hello, dear Ricky. Here is yours. Kaylin. You have such a lovely name, dear Kaden. Here is yours. Hello, dear Storm. Here is yours. AZ. Hi, welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. You're most welcome, dear. Hi, dear. Ayush. Here is yours. Hello, dear Zai, here is yours. Hello, dear. Mega or Mecca? Mecca, hello, here is yours. Nidomi. Nidiomi. Hi, here is your good name. Hi, dear Tia. Here is yours. Hello, dear Minhas. Here is yours. Hi, dear Malaika. Here is yours. Hello, dear Nuha. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Aslan. Here is yours. Oh, Rohit, you are back? Welcome back, Rocky. Let's write Rocky for you. Here is yours. Hi, dear Asif. Here is yours. Malaika. Hi, dear Malaika. Here is your good name. It is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Yes. Hello, dear Zabi. Hello, dear Alden. Here is your good name. Welcome back, Rohit. Caroline. Hello, dear Caroline. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Jenna. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Mika. Here is yours. Hello, dear Simon. Lanka. Not again, Rohit. Hello, dear Dharma. Here is yours. Hello, dear Alice. Here is yours. Hello. Hi, Vika. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Adriana. Here is yours. Hello, dear Ayla. Guys, double tap on your screen. Dhaira. Let me check the spelling. Dhairya. Here is your good name. Just give me 1 minute. Stay hydrated, guys, because the weather is too hot. Okay, thank you for your patience. CBI. Hello, dear Aiden. Here is yours. Narohit. Hello, ZZ. Welcome. Hello, dear Abby. Here is yours. Double tap on your screens. If being cute. Let me read this. For a crime, you would be in jail by now. You are not telling me your real name, so I'm not gonna read your comment, Master D. Fair enough. Hello, dear Caddy. Welcome. Hello, dear Lisa. Here is yours. Hi, dear Oliver. What a logic, Rohit. Hello, hi. Welcome, Anastasia. Anastasia. Here is your good name. Hi, dear. Alex is done now. Okay, Alex. Don't be sad. Gulmina. What a beautiful name you have. Yes, I am, Rohit. Hi, dear Reyes. Here is yours. Gulmina. What a beautiful name, Gulmina. Yeah, just. Hi, dear Stalin. Here is yours. Don't be sad, dear Sana. Here is yours. Thank you. You're most welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Let's see who is next. Lisa is done, dear. Zainab. Okay, here is yours. Hello, dear. Dikshi. Here is yours. Anupa. Hi. Hi, dear Naomi. Here is yours. Hello, dear Farina. Here is your good name. Thank you so much for joining. Look who's here. Ah, Sanjay ji, welcome back. Yeah, Rohit. Hello, Sanjay ji, how are you? Hello, dear Leo. Here is yours. Hi, dear Leo. Here is yours. Dikshi. Oh, my bad. So sorry. Let me correct myself. Dikshi. Now it is perfect, I think. Right? Guys, double tap on your screens. But you wrote Farina, I think. Uh-huh. Okay, it's okay. Farina. You have such a unique name, dear Farina. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, dear Yoda. Here is yours. Hi, dear Maja. Here is yours. Hello, dear Jack. Here is yours. Hello, dear Dolly. Here is yours. Oh, you're most welcome, dear. Thank you so much. Hello, dear Santa. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Isa. Oh, Isa. Here is yours. Thanks for that, bro. Oh, you're most welcome, dear bro. Yo. Hello, dear Anupa. Here is yours. You're most welcome, dear. Thank you so much. Lucile. You're most welcome, Rohit. Pardon भाई. Hi, dear Arfa. Here is yours. Hello. Let's see who is next. You're most welcome. Thank you. मुझे. Hi, dear Yasin. Here is your yes, Master D. Manahil. Hello, dear Manahil. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Double tap on your screens. Melina. Okay, dear, just for you. Melina. Your danger lies in the fact that it's very easy for people to like. For real? Hi, dear Melina. Welcome. Oh, for your sister. For your sister. Sorry. Hey, dear Amu. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Zoe. Here is yours. Hello, dear Sahil. Here is yours. Hello, dear Cleo. Here is yours. Sana. Okay, dear Sana. If you want a screenshot for this beautiful name, and it is done at 1 hour. Come on, guys, double tap on your screens. Don't forget to double tapping. Tap your screen and then double it. Hi, dear Zimmel. How are you? Here is yours. Here is. Okay, let me read the comment. Wow, wow. Wait, Rohit. It's 6 p.m. Hello, dear Elsin. Here is yours. Hi, dear Selen. Here is your Celine. Asma. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Eva. Half an hour का difference है ना? Hi, dear Liana. Here is yours. Hello, dear Harini. Here is yours. Yeah. Let's see who is next. Asmat. Hello, dear Asmat. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to double tap on your screens, and there is a subscribe button waiting for your finger press. Let's see who is next. Sanju. Hi, dear Sanju. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Rani. Here is yours. Hello, dear Ania. Here is your good name. Harfa. Harfa is done, I think, before. It's okay. Don't be sad. Here is yours again, dear. Hi, dear Adiba. How are you? Here is your good name. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, dear Moise. Here is yours. Hello, Suleiman. How are you? Here is your good name. Pragna. Hello, dear Pragna. Here is yours. Hey, dear Eva. Here is yours. Yuika. Hi, dear Eureka. Here is yours. Thank you so much, dear. You're most welcome. Hi, dear Moonbeam. Here is yours. What a logic, Chini bhai. Hello, dear Soumya. Here is yours. Hi, dear Tim. Here is yours. Meme याद आ रहा है मुझे इससे एक. Hello, dear Paris. Here is yours. Hi, dear Lali. Oh, sorry, Rohit. Sorry. Germany. Why not? Are you from Germany? I have a subscriber named Steve. He's also from Germany, and he is a good friend of us. This is for you. Hello, dear Sadia. Here is yours. Hi, dear Mira. Here is yours. Oh, you are from Germany. Good to hear. And Zainab is from Turkey. Means Turkey. That's right for you, dear. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. बड़ी देर से भाई आपको पता ही नहीं है खबर ही नहीं आपको Hello dear Bani, here is yours. Hello dear Aurora, here is yours. Hi dear D Lamb, here is yours. Hello dear, let's see who's next. Mehmet, are you from Turkey, bro? What's your good name? Hi dear Manon, here is yours. Be happy no matter what. Exactly. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and stay happy. Hello, dear Sulman. Welcome. What? क्या बोल रहे हो चीनी भाई? Hello, dear Michael. Here is yours. Hi, dear Ashley. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Selby. Here is yours. Hello, dear Zikra. It is yours. Hello, dear Faju. Here is yours. Double tap on your screen. Hello, dear Elisa. It is yours. Never give up. Yay! You made me motivated. Cinderella, she don't have make my name, but you have made my voice so kind. Thank you so much, dear. I really appreciate your love and support, dear Olga. What was your name? Melissa? Sorry, I forgot your name, but Olga. Thank you so much for your kind words, dear. Really appreciate your love and support. Hello, Anam. Welcome. Let me drink some water, then I'll be back with the sand. Thank you so much for your patience, guys. Hello, dear Joanne. I am eating honey melon. Can you make honey melon? I am not good at drawing anything. Drawing is not my thing, but I love painting. Hello, dear Lisa. Here is yours. Oh, Master D commented. Let me check. Your voice is like an little. Ah, Master D. Thank you. Hello, dear Danny. Here is yours. Hello, dear Harley. Here is yours. Hello, dear Ian. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear Hussein. Here is yours. Hi, dear Nina. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Be happy, be happy. What's your name? Penelope. कौन सी बात है? अच्छा मैं भूल जाती हूँ जैसे ही मैं किसी चीज़ का रिप्लाई करने लगती हूँ तो मैं भूल जाती हूँ कि मैं लिख क्या रही थी या मैंने अभी बोला क्या है. Hi Kiana, welcome. I can you make take it. You're so kind and subscribe to the channel and oh, welcome back. Why not dear Lali, right? I remember your name. Aparna. For your mom, say hi to your mom. From me. Hi Diving, welcome. Diving Pro. Such a cool name. Diving. You're most welcome, dear. Lots of love. Hi, dear Fatima. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Rutiara. Here is yours. Rohit, are you here, man? Hello, dear Sophia. Here is yours. You're most welcome, dear. Thank you so much. Double tap on your screens. You are eating. Oh, what's the time in Germany right now? Hello, dear Jalen. Here is yours. Remember my name, sister? Can you tell me your name? I'll tell my friends. My name is Ishal. Thank you so much. Thank you, dear. Hello, dear Pratik. Here is yours. Hi, dear Smile. Keep smiling always. Hi, dear Zoxted. Zoxted or Zoxted? Hello, here is yours. Thank you so much. Hello, dear Elena. Welcome. Elena. Hi, dear Elena. Chini bhai. Hi, dear Bade. Here is yours. Hello, dear Rehan. Here is yours. King Drive. I don't understand this language. Can you please write in English? Hi, dear Reach. Here is yours. Walaikum salam, Riaz. How are you? Here is your beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, dear Raya. Here is your good name. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, dear Alice. Here is yours. Hawa. Hi. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining, Divya. Thanks for subscribing, dear Divya. Double tap on your screen, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Siam Y100K. Oh wow, I like this name. Thank you so much for joining. That's the spirit. This is for you. Alhamdulillah, I am fine. Good to hear. You're most welcome, dear. Hello, dear Queenie. Here is yours. Thanks for remembering me. Thank you. Hi, dear Umi. Here is yours. Please stay line. Don't spam. Your name is done. Hi, dear Leah. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Jiva. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, dear Emma. Here is yours. Shamshad. Hi, dear Shamshad. Here is your good name. Thank you so much for subscribing. Mexico. ¿Cómo estás? Gracias. Hi, dear City. Here is yours. Hello, dear Manha. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Narjada. Narjada? Okay. Narjada. Oh, Master D is back in the chat. This is my heart. It's so cute because you are inside. Oh wow. Where did you learn all these type of text, or I think I should call these pickup lines? Hello, dear Sabira. Here is yours. Okay. Thank you so much. बुरी संगत में नहीं हम बाकी हम खुद वाह क्या बात बोली है भाई वाह वाह Okay guys, double tap on your screens and don't forget to press the subscribe button. Shaima. Hello dear Shaima, welcome. Here is yours. Angelita. Here is yours. Liana. Tigran. Hi Tigran, welcome. Let's see who is next. I'm sure this done. Amani. Hello, dear Amani. Here is yours, guys. Double tap on your screens and don't forget to press the subscribe button there. Come on. Nagaraj. Nagraj or Nagaraj? What a unique name you have. Welcome, OMG. Thanks. You're most welcome, dear. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. जीवा बुध बद्री वाला जीवा याद आ जाता है मुझे जीवा नाम से Hello, dear Hamda. Here is yours. Hi, dear Manisha. Here is your good name. अभी आ जाता है, अभी आता है, रुको. Hi, dear Alia. Here is your good name. Hello, let's see who is next. Daria. Hi, dear Daria. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Anya. Here is yours. Oh, thank you so much, dear. Thank you so much for the compliment. Sharon. Hi, dear Sharon. Here is your good name. Muhammad. Hello. Here is your beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Look at my brush, man. Look at the bristles. Robert. Hi, dear Robert. Here is yours. Hello, dear Kelva. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Sir. Here is yours. Hi, dear Yogita. Yogita. Oh God, what? Yogita. Here is yours. What? Hi, dear Darshika. Here is yours. Darshika. Do you know only? No, I don't know. Manu and Abhi. Manu and Abhi. Here is yours. I don't understand, Chini Bhai. What are you saying? And what do you wanna say? What is the meaning of the previous chat? I literally don't understand. Let's see who is next. Olga is your mother's name. Okay. Hello, dear Query. Here is yours. Guys, double tap on your screens. Don't forget to press the subscribe button. Come on. Do like the live. Do like the live, guys. Okay. Let me check. Zahra. Hello, dear Zahra. Here is yours. Oh, Master D, you are still here. Thank you so much for staying. Mustaqim. Hello dear Mustaqim. Here is yours. नहीं मुझे सच में समझ में नहीं आया आपने क्या बोला भाई. Hi dear Samya. Here is yours. Hi dear Dishu. Here is your good name. Hi dear Rita. Here is yours. Guys, double tap on your screen. We have to complete 160 at least. Oh, don't use these type of word like you use now, night board. Hi dear Hatem, here is yours. Hello dear Agatha, here is yours. Hello dear Rhymes, here is yours. Hello dear Elise, here is yours. Hi dear Sahel, here is yours. Hello, let's see who is next. Jess. Hi, dear Jess. Here is yours. Hello, dear Abir. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Elsa. Here is yours. Double tap on your screens. Hi, dear Noor. Here is yours. Hello, dear Samia. Here is your beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. What's your name? Alisha Khan. Hi, dear Luna. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Deborah. Here is yours. Hi, Hi, dear Vilda. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Timothy. Here is yours. So this is the meaning of the previous chat, Chini Bhai. Hello, dear Fi. Here is your good name. Happy birthday! Hello, dear Ishan. Here is your guys. Double tap on your screen. Come on. Salam. Walaikum assalam. Salam is a name or Ingrid? Hi, dear Ingrid. Here is yours. Hello, dear Ridwan. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, dear Adil. Here is yours. Welcome back. Salam. Okay. Here is yours. Hello, dear Roseman. Here is yours. Thank you so much for subscribing. Don't forget to press the subscribe button, guys. Marina. Hi, dear Marina. Here is yours. Hello, dear Umar. Here is a good name. Hi, Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr. Here is yours. Hello, dear Dylan. Here is yours. Hi, Michael. Welcome back. Here is yours. Guys, double tap on your screens. We are stuck on 160. Can we make it 167? 167. Hi, dear Ali. Here is yours. Hello, dear Srilu. Here is yours. I'm doing good. How about you, dear Michael? Thank you so much for joining again. Hi, dear Banu. Here is yours. Hello, dear Shiza. Here is your 63. 63 is a new trend. Are you doing well out? Hey, dear Alex. Here is yours. Hi, dear Aradhya. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Nova. Here is yours. I don't know about Aisaji. Hello, dear Rain. Welcome. Mahmood, welcome back. Here is your good name. Thank you so much for joining again. Hi, dear Jana. Here is yours. Hello, dear Zanha. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Shreya. Here is yours. Thank you so much for supporting. Double tap on your screen, guys. Ikaro. And don't forget to press the subscribe button there. Here is yours. Hi, dear Marina. Honestly, I don't know about her. I don't know about Aizaji. Honestly. Swear to God. Hey, dear Rusty. Here is yours. Oh, welcome back, BMW guy. How are you? Hello, dear Mehek. Here is yours. Okay, let's see who is next. 70? 70. Okay. Hi, dear Shrita. Here is yours. Hello, C and S. Let's see who is next. Hi, dear Eva. Here is yours. Hello, dear Jatin. Here is your good name. Siham. Hi, dear Miles. Here is yours. Hello, dear Sona. Here is yours. Audrey. Hi, dear Audrey. Here is yours. Hello, dear Mayank. Here is yours. He's singing. For you. Hi, dear Tala. Here is yours. Jungle one. I literally love the character of Jungwon in Demon. Hello, dear Joey. Here is yours. Okay. Um, Sajil, for the number to get. Which number? Hello, dear Sajil. Welcome. What's your favorite pet? Cats. I am a cat lover. Luna. Okay, now my voice is back and your comments are literally hilarious. Uh, I am not good at drawing. That's why my cat looks like that. Felix. Hi, dear Felix. Welcome. And Teeny Bye, you are not coming slow, huh? Hello, dear Nicole. Welcome. Hi, dear Samuel. Here it is. Yes. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. I'm not good at drawing. Literally, I'm not. But I love to paint. Francisca. Here is yours. Hello, dear Reggie. Here is your good name. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Don't forget to press the subscribe button and double tap on your screens. Unlimited doubles. Hello, Adi. Let me check. Trying to be the half of. Uh huh. Now you are second on the leaderboard, Master D. So sad. Hello, dear Adinan. Here is yours. Let's see who is next. Dear Alice. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Elena. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Manoel. Minoel, here is your good name. Hi, dear Anna. Here is yours. Hi, dear Yasini. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining, dear. Here is yours. Hi. Sis, please do see ya as well. Okay. See ya. Let me check. Thank you so much, Marco. Oh my god. Thank you. Hello, dear Oda. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Thank you, Amy. Hi, dear Amy. Here is yours. Okay, let's see who is next. Miku is done, I think. It is yours. Adil. Hello, dear Adil. It is yours. Thank you so much. Oh, you are such a sweetheart. Thank you. Hello, dear RJ. Here is yours. Double tap on your screen, guys. Don't forget to press the subscribe button. Hello, dear Ella. Here is yours. Hey, Master D. Hello, dear Janisha. Here is yours. Hi, Chihiro. Chihiro. Hello, dear Chihiro. Here is yours. Hello, dear Jenny. Janisha is done, huh? Anjali. Hi, dear Anjali. Here is your beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining, Esmelta. Here is yours. Lena. Thank you so much, Lena, for subscribing. Hello, dear Ikra. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Savage. Here is yours. Thank you so much, dear. Thank you. Hi, please tell me the names Yuri. Okay, this is for you. Thank you so much. Oh, Marco, means a lot. Thank you, Hamid. Hello, dear Hamid. Guys, double tap on your screen. We have to complete 187. 187. Hurry up. Hello, dear Anthony. Anthony, here is yours. Hello, dear Rizwan. Here is a beautiful name. Ridge. Musa. Hello, dear Musa. Hi, dear Nayan. Here is yours. We have to complete 187. I am a girl, by the way, so by challenge and sorry. It's okay, dear Yuri. Nice meeting you. Don't forget to press the subscribe button to get notified. Otherwise, otherwise, maybe you will miss our lives. Hello, Lujan. Welcome. How are you? Hi, dear Helen. Here is yours. 187. Yes, thank you. Hi, dear Nasi. Nasiha or Nasisha? Nasiha or Nasisha? Let me check the spelling. Nasiha. What are your nickname you have, dear Nasiha? You're most welcome. Please don't use too much emojis. 67. Oh, 186. Oh, God. My bad. Hello, dear Nella. Here is yours. Hi, dear Yelda. Here is yours. Hello, dear Afra. Here is your beautiful name. Hey, do you have anybody to your place? I feel bad for you if you're alone. No, I'm not alone. I live with my parents. Hello, dear Veronica. Welcome, guys. We have to complete 210 left. So please keep double tapping on your screens. And thank you so much for joining, dear Veronica. Here is your good name. Let me rewrite. Veronica. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, dear John. Here is yours. Hi, dear Annie. X plus S equal S. Mickey is done, huh? Okay, dear. This is for you. Good night. Thank you so much. Mastery is still trying to be the first on leaderboard, but hi, dear Mia. Welcome. Hello, dear Joanna. Here is yours. Bye bye. Take care. Thank you, Skylar. Hello, dear Skylar. Guys, 7 left. Come on, double tap on your screens. Hi, welcome. Let's see who is next. Alicia. Hello, dear Alicia. Here is yours, Fluffy. Funny. Cheyenne. 4 left. Double tap on your screens and don't forget to press the subscribe button. Bye. Thank you so much for joining, dear. Bye bye. Okay, let's see who's next. What's your name, dear? Nombre. Are you from Mexico? ¿Cómo estás? Gracias. Hello, dear Ellen. Welcome. Double tap on your screen, guys. We Darshini. Hi, Darshini. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Yaman. Hi, Yaman. Welcome. Double tap on your screen. We have to complete 200. Dana. And 4 left. Help us to reach 200, right? Hello, dear Dana. Here is your good name. Hello, Redal. Okay. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Sana. Here is yours. Hello, dear Rebecca. Here is yours. Hello, dear Lice. Lice and stop. Okay, dear Lice. Arva, hi. Hello, Ashish. Master D, keep trying. One day you will back to the top on the leaderboard. First. Hello, dear Mons. Here is yours. Hi, dear Yoshiki. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to double tap on your screens. E-signatures, yes. Hello, dear Sophia. Here is your good name. One more. Arva. Oh, sorry, Arva. I forgot. Here is your beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining, dear Arva. Hello. Hi, dear Passy. Your here is your good name. Hi, dear Neva. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Aradhya. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Rithi. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Harim. Here is your good name. And now we are going to end this stream. And our last name for this stream is Hi, dear Toby. Welcome. Virgi. Here is yours. Hello, dear Rixie. Looking for the last name for this stream. Oh, thank you. Anvi. Here is yours. And now it's time to end this stream. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for staying here for me. And thank you so much for everything, guys. Love you all. Bye bye. Take care. Bye.